I talked about the concept of scripts, like an actor has a script for their part in a movie or a play. And the scripts that we have are the ones that we got in childhood. And they have to do with a set of behaviors that we were taught as children that described how to act out in the world. And these get amplified because we have dependency, certainly in the beginning years, the formative years, on our parents. Scripts are replicated through mannerisms and word selection, speech inflection. It's like summing it all up in just a few words. That's what scripts are. Short for scripture, the law. So what was the law in your family? What is the law that you're trying to create in the family you have, the family you're creating? It's going to come down to those scripts. And this means to be part of the team, you have to follow the playbook. And that's what these scripts are. They're the plays. And they solidify themselves by adherence and attachment and obedience and duty. They're the ties that bind us together. So the purposes of family scripts are threefold. One is they instill the family's rules and belief systems. Secondly, they reinforce loyalty to the family. And third, they keep the family unit intact. Now, there are benefits to family scripting, definite benefits. They provide safety and security. They model healthy functioning in the world, and they create a sense of belonging. And this is what manifests our drive for connection, because we're human beings and we're social creatures. And we don't relish being ostracized. We don't want to be casted out from the group. And we may accept a level of conformity or certain rules in order to fit in from the family's point of view. And in some ways, family loyalty becomes protection for parents and caregivers against their own shortcomings. But we don't see that as young children. And along with the scripts are the secrets. See, the impact of the family secrets keeps the family system a closed entity. And it makes somebody or something wrong, and it turns family members into emotional hostages, oftentimes against each other. They get pitted against each other. And another interesting piece of this is that when you take your family scripting and you combine it with your spouse's family scripting, you are passing that collectively onto your children. It's like part of the gene pool. It's like part of the DNA. It's those scripts. So take a minute and think about what were the deeply impressionable things you heard as a child. So working on yourself is not always easy, but it is always rewarding. Because if you want to be free, I mean really free, you've got to be free of those scripts. Because otherwise you're not free. You're just living them out day after day, decade after decade. And I know it's hard to think about, well, who am I and what do I want and where's my life going? All I get, it becomes big, broad, ambiguous, nebulous, lots of things. But let's take some things real specific, like on the head of a pin, like our scripts. What were they? Do they serve us? Do I still want them? Are those the scripts I want to give my own children? They're there. And time again, people that I've worked with after, say, the age of 40, if they're stuck on something, it's because they haven't found that script. I remember a client, she just couldn't enjoy life, and she just could never understand it. Delved into her scripts, and she had two, primarily. One was work before play. And that's a fine script, generally speaking. But the second one turned it upside down. A woman's work is never done. So she was taught by her single mom that you have to work before play, which is fine, but that a woman's work is never done. She could never enjoy herself, even when her work was done. So she changed that script. And she said, when my work is done, I enjoy myself thoroughly. And that's the kind of change, if we're willing to work with it and practice it. It can't just be flavor of the month. We have got to stop the flavor of the month stuff, the new fads. We got to get down to brass tacks. We're talking about your life. We're talking about whether you're going to ever express your potential or not, whether your life is going to really have meaningfulness to it. And if that's important to you, then it's important enough to do a little bit of work on yourself to discover a few things. And one of them is, what are the scripts that you're operating from? And where did they come from? Why were they put there? And are they valuable to you or not? And that alone, if you just worked on that one thing, that one element of your life for the next 3 months, could potentially make a huge amount of difference. And more importantly, it can open the door for a whole lot more possibility. And I want possibility for you. I want possibility for me. Okay? So please like and subscribe to the channel, and we'll keep making more videos like this, and we'll help you along your path to becoming more self-reliant, more self-understanding, and better able to enjoy the game of life. So we'll see you around in the next video.